Hello, and today's episode of Unique Critique is going to be about the new Nintendo Direct. It was kind of like last month, where it was mostly just new trailers of old stuff that we already know about. There's a lot of stuff on Wind Waker HD, which I guess is the chance for people to play Wind Waker, and maybe the speedrun community will be a little bit more interesting with a new version, but other than that, it's just really uninteresting to me because, it's a timeless looking game being needlessly polished. I don't know. That's just my bit. There was a bit on Link Between Worlds. It looks good. I like the return to the Link of the Past style of gameplay. That isn't Phantom Hourglass. Actually, speaking of Phantom Hourglass, there was this weird part where they're like, if you played Phantom Hourglass, we would recommend you play Wind Waker. It's like, really? Who played Phantom Hourglass and did not play Wind Waker? That's confusing to me. I guess there might be some people who didn't have like a GameCube or didn't feel like buying it for their Wii, and they had it on DS. I don't know, there's probably some people, but Phantom Hourglass is not great. Neither is Spirit Tracks. I don't know. I'll probably get Wind Waker HD because it's something to own on a Wii U when I get one, hopefully soon. Anyway, what else was there? There was a lot of Virtual Console stuff, which, once again, like I said with Earthbound, one of my favorite games ever, I don't get too excited for Virtual Console because I don't really care for the service. I can just emulate things which is legally questionable, but that's all that Virtual Console is emulation. So, I don't know. And it's really iffy where the money goes. There's all sorts of problems. Though it is a chance for some people to play some harder to find games. They talked about Shantae that released recently, which that's a $200 freaking Game Boy Color game. I don't think that anybody will ever own that thing. And despite what anybody would tell you, it is not worth $200. It's a decent game. I played a bit of it, but it's not worth $200. Goodness. Though, like, I think they said like Wario's Wood. No, not Wario's Woods. Wario Land 3, which is a really good game. I'll probably want to buy the real cart myself, but if you like Virtual Console, then hey, it's a really good game you can buy for pretty cheap. I don't think the actual Wario Land cart is actually hard to find. I was really hoping for, there was a rumor about Virtual Consoles. I mean, no, Virtual Boy support on Virtual Console. So maybe they're hyping a Wario Land game either because maybe there's a new Wario Land game on the horizon for Wii U or 3DS, or maybe they're hyping Virtual Console games. I mean, Virtual Boy games. Because Wario Land is a Virtual Boy game. I only really want it just so people can see that the games on it are really good. Like, I know people give it crap. There's the AVGN video that just it's unnecessary amounts of shit that got. Which I love James Rolfe. He's a great guy, and you shouldn't take what he says literally as opinions. They're all exaggerated negativity, like most comedy reviewers. It's like the Yahtzee Croshaw thing. It's like, oh, he hates everything. It's like, no, if he hated everything, he wouldn't have his job. There are things he likes, and even sometimes when he talks shit about a game, he probably likes it. It's just his job to be really negative. Anyway, we're getting way off track. Oh, the one game they announced, which I'm kind of confused, rather if I'd want to ever buy it or not, but they talked about Summer Carnival 92 Rekka. It's one of the games that I want to own on actual hardware, despite its rarity, which I don't think I'll ever own, but I want it. Because it's literally the most impressive NES game I think ever made. It's a shmup, and technically it's not even that great of a shmup, but it's a good shmup on an NES, which, if you know the limits of the NES, then you understand why a good shmup is amazing on the NES. The stuff it does, it's amazing what it can do with the hardware. The amount of crap that goes on at once, like, it's all flickery, but it's still playable. And there's all these, like, weird screen distortion effects and stuff, which are really cool. Not anything that wasn't already done on certain NES games, but to a point where it's just like, wow. There's one level that I saw where it was like, where it's like the background is scrolling like so fast it looks like it's moving backwards. That's amazing on NES. Like, wow. And it being on Virtual Console, you aren't getting the full experience you should. Because it's not like this whole thing where it's like, wow, this is really impressive on this hardware. Now it's like, oh, this is kind of negligible, but kind of impressive on this emulation. I might get it anyway, because I want to play Summer Carnival 92. But if I can ever own it physically, I'd definitely prefer that. There wasn't really that big and groundbreaking. Like, they talked more about, oh, the new info on Rayman Legends looks pretty cool. They have returning stages from Origins, which is nice because Origins is really good. If you haven't seen the 4-player speedrun from Summer Games Done Quick, I'd recommend seeing that. It's one of the longer speedruns there, but it's a lot of fun. And it'll feel like you're watching a casual play of the game because, you know, it's 4 people that are interchanging. But it's a lot of fun. But Legends looks really good. They announced the Wii U version is going to have like these Mario and Luigi skins, which I think is really cool. They also talked about like these new updates for Animal Crossing, which they have Miiverse support for Animal Crossing, which it's like, okay, that's cool. I can't wait for all the cool photos that people will draw, especially with the new Art Academy stuff that will be releasing sometime soon, I suppose. I forget what the date was. I mean, yeah, that's cool. I don't have a Wii U, but it apparently Miiverse may have eventually come to 3DS. I certainly hope so. Miiverse looks like a ton of fun, mostly to see people's really cool pictures. Um, and then they announced this new add-on for the Wii U, which is kind of strange because it's for Animal Crossing 3DS. And it's called Animal Crossing Plaza, which is basically the Wara Wara Plaza for Animal Crossing. And you'll have like a bunch of villagers walking around like this big like mayor tree. And you can talk to them, and there will be like Miiverse posts about that specific creature, the creature animal. Um, there will be like calendar updates, like oh, this day is bug catching tournament, which I think is pretty neat if you have a 3DS. I mean, if you have a Wii U. Uh, I mean, there are people who have both, so they're probably excited for it. I'll have both soon. Uh, Wii U is really the I keep saying I'm gonna buy a PS3 next, and then I go back to saying I'm gonna buy a Famicom next, and now I'm just like, you know what? I need to catch up. I need a Wii U. Uh, they announced. Speaking of reasons why I need a Wii U, they announced that I think it's like the 9th or something. There will be a Wonderful 101 Nintendo Direct, which I'm not sure how extensive that'll be. Uh, but if you go to the Platinum Games blog of Wonderful 101, they have like nearly daily updates. And they've been saying a lot about the games. Like, one of the cooler announcements was Tara Strong is voicing Wonder Pink, which is cool because Wonder Pink is like from Romania, Transylvania, um, and she has like this Romanian accent, which I bet that was a lot of fun for her. But and then they of course had like updates on the other characters like Wonder Red, Wonder Blue, and Wonder Green is one of the more unexpected characters. He's like this chubby kid who uses guns. And then, like, I expected, it's like, what, is this our American insert? And they're like, no, he's France. It's like, France? And he has, like, this, like, French little boy accent. Monsieur. I don't know. There will be certainly, literally, a bunch of colorful characters in that game. Hopefully they have more info that the blog isn't giving out. Like, the blog is doing well. Like, it is... They're giving out information on enemy types. They're giving information on individual characters. They're giving information on the world building. It's just cool. 13 minutes. All right. I feel like there's something else I'm not talking about. And really, I kind of blame it on the underwhelmingness of the Direct. It's just, hey, here's a new trailer. And it's like, yeah, that's nice. There's not really much else. I guess the big news was supposed to be Animal Crossing Plaza, and more news to come with the Wonderful 101 Direct, depending on exactly how much news we're getting from that. They went back to talk about the Pikmin 3 snapshot tools, and it's just like, that game is out. That game is literally in people's Wii U's right now, and they're doing the snapshot thing. I don't think that we need to keep reminding people that the snapshot thing is there. maybe they made that because there isn't as much snapshot activity as they wanted at launch, and you gotta give people some time. I mean, they just got the game. They want to play through it without having to worry about taking pictures. And the taking pictures thing is great because I had imagined, like, after people play it, they're like, wow, I want to play through this again, but, like, take my time to, like, explore a bit more, to really, like, take in the world, and that's when they say, hey, I'm gonna use a snapshot. So, give it about a week. There'll be, if there isn't already, which I'm gonna guess there's not because I keep bringing it up, if there isn't already, there's gonna be a lot of snapshot activity soon. Actually, even the speedrun community, like, at midnight, they started making a route for the fastest route possible, which is like, that's nuts. Uh, that's something I wouldn't do in my life, because as soon as I get a game, I don't think, man, how am I going to optimize this? I think, how am I going to enjoy this? Not that people who want to route it as fast as possible isn't really insulting to the game. That's just how certain people enjoy games. They think, I want to be the first one to make these groundbreaking achievements in this game's speedrun history, which, hey, more power to you. I'm going to play it first, which I haven't even done because I don't have a Wii U. Anyway, I've been rambling on for way too long, and I don't believe I got to talk about everything. I feel there is something that just slipped my mind entirely, and I don't know, it just wasn't that great of a Nintendo Direct. I guess that's all I had to say. There wasn't much new. Oh yeah, they talk about Sonic Lost World, and they didn't bring up anything new. Well, okay, they did talk about this thing where you can use your 3DS version to play as this weird, like, RC helicopter thing. That's neat, but wow, this is a major game, and it's almost the franchise on the line at this point with Lost Worlds. After Generations, which was decent, but mostly because old stuff, a lot of people, me included, want to see something actually good from this franchise that's new. I'm not going to go into the debate whether if Sonic Adventure 2 is good or not. I think it's one of those games that you can enjoy even if it's not a quality product. That's all I'll say on it. But we need Lost Worlds to be good. Like legitimately good. But I don't know. They haven't said much about it. They're just like, hey, it exists. Here's some of the defining features. And here's this weird RC thing. It's like, okay. Speaking of which, I'll take like the last like 2 minutes here to talk about 3DS and Wii U compatibility. And I find it really strange that Smash Brothers isn't getting the Monster Hunter treatment, because they said, oh, it's impossible. They both run on like different like engines and something like that. Which is totally true. It would be impossible to run those games simultaneously, like in the same match. The reason why games like Monster Hunter can do it, because they're not as optimized for the Wii U as Smash Wii U is going to be. So, I don't know. I've just kind of been down that the 3DS version of Smash exists because A, it won't be easily playable. The handheld, the 3DS is bad for action games. I'll be the first to admit that. Um, but like, and it's not gaining the version of Smash Bros. That people want. Also, Luigi was announced for the game. Big surprise. Um, but the version that everybody will want is, of course, the Wii U version, because that's the version that people will actually care about. The 3DS version will be the side thing that will be like, oh, cool, there's alternate maps, and I can play it on the go. But so what? I really gotta wrap this up, but the Wii U version is actively being hindered by the 3DS version because they said they have to have the same roster, which means that 3DS version is very limited on the amount of total characters it can have. Therefore, the Wii U version will be extremely limited, and that really does hinder the Wii U version. The Wii U version could have like double the characters, but it's not going to. Which will be a lot of missed opportunities. But it's not the number of characters on a game that make it good, it's the quality. So maybe this will be like the most balanced Smash ever. Which is funny to say because none of the Smashes are balanced at all. There's a lot of game breaking and just cheap stuff in all of them. But maybe this will be the one that'll be like actually balanced. And maybe it'll be respected as much as Melee. But yeah, that's gonna be it. I've gone on way too long. But I'll be back when the Wonderful 101 Direct comes up and I'll talk about that. By the way, if you haven't noticed, this is my new room in my new place. It's not that exciting. Anyway, so that's it. See you.